What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916 getting down with Fresh Out. And I'm here in AZ. Me and Big Ant took a little trip to holler at the homie Chappy. We're doing a follow-up. You know, this man has really put together some big things, man. I'm very proud of him. He inspires me, man, just seeing what he's done. And he invited us to come out here to his home. And this dude's got a full gym. It ain't no home gym. This is a damn full gym right here. And pool back here. It's like a damn resort, you know what I mean? And people are out here just enjoying life. But we're doing a follow-up interview with him to get, you know, some insight on what he's had going on now, what he's been up to. And, you know, I'll let you guys hear from him. So, Chappy, man, tell the people, man, so what's been up since the last time we chopped it up, man? I know you had a lot of big things in the mix, man, and your success, bro, is it's awe-inspiring, bro. I mean, this is really something to see somebody who's been out 5 years accomplish what you've accomplished, and you got people who have been out here their whole lives who have, you know, had all the opportunity, but you took an opportunity and just, dude, you ran with it. You condensed a 5-year, you know, span into somebody's career, bro.
Man, a lot's been up. A lot of stuff's been up. You know, biggest part of my life probably is the fact that in July I'll have 4 years sober now. So the longer that I continue to stay sober, the more big stuff that I can do in my life. You know, I know what my weakness is and what can stop me from achieving my dreams. You know, and that's if I'm not sober. You know, and I know that if I'm sober, anything else I want in life's gonna fall into place. You know, because I got the work, I put the hard work in. You know, I got the drive.
You got the gear, bro. You got the sober gear. So this is one of the things you got going on. What's
this is the new one. So just launched a new sober clothing brand, Sober Life, SOBR.
And where can they find it at? Where are you gonna?
It's gonna be on my website. It's called www.thesoberlife.com, and that's SOBRLIFE.com. Yeah, I just did it with one of my other buddies, man. That's freshly sober together. He's got over a year now, and just wanted to kind of represent stuff. You know, I like to, you know, I'm into all the golf stuff, so I collect all my Scotty Cameron stuff. So when I'm golfing, I like to wear my Scotty Cameron stuff, and I'm a real, I like to let my emotions show on my sleeve. So when I'm at the gym now, why wouldn't I sponsor some stuff that says sober on it, you know?
I think that's dope, man, because there's so many people struggling with sobriety. And even right now, I know I get a lot of people that are saying, you know, Herc, my friend wants to relapse, you know, we can't, you know, the social distancing thing, you can't talk to people in person, you know, they got all this stuff. I mean, out here it's not as bad as California, but dude, it's just so needed right now, the type of unity with your brand and what you're offering to the people.
Even more than that, I feel like society needs it right now too, because a lot of people out there that struggle with the drugs and stuff right now, and they don't know where to go, or they're scared about it. They're scared to ask for help, you know. So I mean, possibly if you see a dude wearing a sober shirt, then they might think of coming up to me and ask me, "Hey, are you sober?" They might be struggling themselves, you know. I feel like on top of even the business aspect, it's more just it's solely to help people, man. You know, I feel like this will help a lot of people become sober, and I want to be outspoken with it. You know, it's a lot of people at first. I remember when I first stopped drinking and stuff, and I would go to bars and people, you don't drink, and it was like kind of weird. I was like almost embarrassed by it, you know. And I'm proud as hell about it, you know. And all my buddies that drink, when they're like hangovers, and they ask me now when they see it, they're like, "God, dude, how nice is it not to drink?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's awesome, bro. You know what I mean? You never have to feel that shitty hangover again." I love it. So,
how would you you know describe you know, dealing with a situation, because I know like you now with your new mindset, you're able to deal with things differently than when you dealt with them in the past. But somebody who's like struggling right now, man, with sobriety, and they're like, you know, looking for some type of direction or inspiration, what would you tell that person, man?
Man, just don't give up, you know. And I say all the time when I see these, because there's some homeless people that are right on the corner of my street all the time, and I think all the time, like they could have just been catching one break away from being there, and that could have been me, you know, if my family didn't give me 1,400 chances, you know, of not doing what they said. You know, it's never, ever too late to change, you know. I remember we were talking last night, you know, when I first got out, I'm a year and a half out, and I'm like, I want everybody to feel sorry for me. I want people to give me money. I want, like, I did 12 years in prison. How am I supposed to work? I can't do that. We said it pays you no fucking dollars. You get nothing out of it. Nobody feels sorry for you. You know, it's all about putting in your own good work for yourself. You know, you got to just start making the changes. And the day you decide to make a change is the day that you can actually change your own life. You know, and anything that people are going through, they think it's the end of the world, and it's absolutely not. If you could just sit back and like actually focus and like think of a game plan. So figure whatever's holding you back or what you're struggling with right now, and actually devise a game plan. Think of the one way, if stuff was to work out, how you could get around the obstacle that's in your life, and then put in the work the next day to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that once you flipped it and it stopped looking at yourself as a victim, that was a game changer?
That is 100% it to a T.
You know, a lot of people look at themselves as victims?
Absolutely, like just like me, I was playing the victim. I never worked before. I'm 30 years old. You know, like how am I supposed to get a job? You know, I've never. Like I told you last night, my first job application, I couldn't even fill it out. There was no previous job history. You know, and I felt sorry for myself too. And enough of feeling sorry for myself, and enough of feeling sorry for myself. And then I went back out and relapsed. I drank, and then got so drunk I ended up going and getting high, and then overdosed, and literally died, and was brought back to life. So that's what I've been sober from. Like people that know my story, you know. Yeah. So. A lot of it's that, man. It's you couldn't have said it more perfectly than that.
You know, and we were talking last night, and when you told me this, the crazy story, dude. You know, we didn't talk about that story before, but tell the people the story about the guy you said he got out, dude, and then came back, but didn't even know like what he did to come back. Tell that story, man. That was pretty crazy.
So this is a no joke, 100%. I was in with a buddy in Century Unit of the Walls, which is maximum security. Just like Shawshank Redemption, you know, old cell bars, you can, it's 5 by 7, you can't even stretch your arms out in your cell, and you're locked in there 24 hours a day, you get wrecked for 1.5 hours, 3 days a week. It's no 23-hour lockdown, you know? And I had a buddy that got out, did a 12-year bid, was in there since he was a kid, got out, and within 3 days, he ended up just showing back up in that same exact building, like a year and a half later. I'm still sitting in the same cell.
Damn.
He showed up back in the same building later, and I asked him what happened. Within 3 days of him being out, he did a bunch of pills, got drunk, was messing with these young kids, and just did a bunch of drugs that he didn't even know what they were, because pills weren't big back then either.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a whole
pills weren't big before I went away either.
Yeah,
so he started getting on all these pills. These kids are giving him all these pills. He has no idea what he does. I guess he ended up robbing them and sticking up a couple house parties. Came back with 240 years to the same exact spot he just left from, and that's not even the worst part about the story. He didn't even know what he did. He said, so I asked him, I said, what'd you do? Were you that fucked up like the next day? You asked like the cops what you did? He goes, 3 days straight. He goes, I couldn't even talk to them for 3 days. And then 3 days I finally came to my senses, and I asked the cops what I did, and they told me. Could you imagine that? Didn't even know what crime he committed. The rest of your life's gone. But that's how serious those pills are nowadays. You know, the kids don't know even know what they're taking. And you don't even have to bring the fentanyl aspect of it into it, you know? The fentanyl is bad enough as it is, but those pills, period, you don't know what it is, you know? And those kids out there eat them like they're fucking candy nowadays, you know what I mean? That's the biggest reason I'm doing all this, man. I want to save lives, man. There's too many kids dying from this shit, you know?
You know, that just blows me away, man. But, you know, it's like, dude, you never know what the hell you're taking. I mean, you know, those Xannies, the Norcos, the Percocets, the Oxys, the, you know, Vicodins, all this, the Adderall. I mean, everybody think, oh, it's from a doctor, so it's all right. But you can still, dude, it's like, I literally, when I drive down Hollywood Boulevard, you know, Santa Monica, going to, you know, LA, I mean, I see people talking, having full conversations, man. It's insane, full conversations. It's like, dude, it's not like back in the day when people got high and, you know, they don't come back. Nobody, so many people, you get high, that's it, you don't come back. Dude, you don't come back. There's guys out there, dude, my dude was telling me, like, I don't know when you first got out, but the thing here in the last couple of years was like the guy smoking spice, potpourri. Potpourri, dude, my mom used to put that in the house to make it smell good.
Literally.
They're smoking potpourri, bro. Yeah. Potpourri. Bath salt. I'm like, you know, you gotta know, they're saying literally the stuff you put in your bath to fucking relax your mother, smoking bath salt.
Seriously.
Who thinks of this shit, man?
No clue, man.
I seen where they had people, they were spraying Hornet spray in a bag and huffing Hornet spray, bro, Hornet killer.
And I'm not surprised. It's crazy. That stuff's big in the joint too, because you know in the joint, the spice and bath salt are huge because they don't come up dirty for drug tests.
That's what I heard. Like in the halfway house, that's what they're smoking. But the spice dude
makes you wig out.
Yeah, dude said, I know a dude. He's like, he don't even do drugs. He said, but I tried it. He said, dude, I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, what do you mean? What happened, man? He's like, it wasn't like weed. It was like, dude, he was out there like
chemicals. You can taste it. It's like chemicals, bro. Like straight up chemicals, you know.
And this is the stuff you used to go get for like, remember a bag was
Yeah.
like $4?
It looks like a big, whatever.
Like shavings, huh? Like shavings
Absolutely,
of
yeah.
little stuff. And I'm like, who thought to create that as a drug, bro?
Yeah.
And start smoking.
And when you get a bag of it for $10, you gotta clearly know it can't be good.
You know what I mean? And then you're gonna smoke that.
Yeah, for sure. People are crazy though. They don't care, man. You know.
Man,
But once you go, but that just like we talked about, like once you're going downhill, like there's not too much else shit that can throw you off. You know why not? You know what I mean?
Just jump on all of it.
Yeah, people just a lot of people struggling out there doing bad. And they don't give a shit, bro.
Dude, well, go back to your success, man, and you know, like I said, there's people out here with master's degrees, people out here who, you know, consider themselves educated. They look at us like, you know, who are you? You're a muscle guy. You were in the pen. You did porn. You robbed. You guys stole. How you guys, you know, able to do this stuff? And it's like, dude, it's what you program your mind. If you programmed your mind to do these things, you could program your mind to be successful. I mean, you know, we're having conversations, and you're telling me, you know, all these nice golf courses you golfed on, and the people you socialize with. You know, changing your friends. How important is that, man?
Oh my gosh, I did a quote the other day, and that's what I posted. It said something like, "You can't get well in the same place that you got sick from." You know,
that's great,
dude. It's couldn't be more to a T. I mean, I'm like, and I love all my friends that I grew up with. You know, and I got out here, and so before I went away, I just went down a bad path, obviously, and it was like a period of no time. I went to prison. You know, so I stopped hanging out with all my good friends. And I get out here and I socialize with them all and stuff like that, but like, and I love all my friends, but I'm on some other stuff even there too, you know, like I'm trying to meet the people that I look up to and follow on Instagram, and I try to study their moves, and yeah, man, if your friends don't motivate you, and like my friends, when I see them or I see one of their posts, I'm like, that's what I'm fucking talking about, you know, like if your friends don't drive you and your friends don't have, if my friends don't have something that I want to get, so I strive to get it there, and they can show me how to get it, and we all come up and make money together. If you don't have people that are wanting to hustle and better themselves like that, then what the fuck are your friends really for? You know what I mean? You absolutely have to. I changed my entire set of friends. I pretty much roll solo out here, except my buddy Johnny, you know, but I've been doing my own thing, you know, I'm nonstop working. I don't watch TV, you know, if I'm not at work, at the dealership, you know, I'm in my office trying to study and launching this clothing brand, you know, and just trying to nonstop move. And I learned all that stuff from the other people that I've met now through just establishing connections from the golf course, you know. A lot of it's not my old friends, but it's people I meet from the golf course, you know. And then you meet them, and I pick their brains, you know. And I bought rounds of golf for people, and they said, what do you want for this, you know? And I'm like, just to pick your brain for 4 hours. That's all I want. You know what I mean? I'll pay for your round of golf. I just want to pick your brain for 4 hours, because I know that I'm not the smartest person, but I know I can hustle, you know? So you gotta learn stuff, you know? And once I had a little taste of success, you know, because I thought I had no chance of this, to be honest with you, you know? I told you last night, man, my job, I was working $400 a week, just working for a buddy, just like doing little side gigs. That's what I was making before I started my job right now, you know? And I had no idea what anything was, a concept of.
But you know, what you said key right there, as far as the friends you pick, and you can't, what was your quote again? You can't make something new off of something old. You said,
no, you can't get well in the same place you got sick.
Yeah, you can't get well off the same place you got sick. And one of the things I came to the conclusion, like once I got the program, like, damn, I created the program that got me here. So what is my next program? And we were talking even this morning about vision boards, and I used to have a vision board on my wall, and a lot of guys, you know, they were so beat down that they were happy when they got out just to have an old lady, you know, and go live off of her and do a little bullshit job. And I always said, man, you know, no, I'm not going to live any less than I wanted to live before, but I'm just going to go about it a different way. So I still had these visions, and I had these different things on my wall, and guards used to come and look in like, oh, Big Herc, you think you're going to have that when you get out? You think you're going to have this? You know, I had nice cars and stuff on there. And I've had all that stuff since I've been out. You know, I've been able to live a really great life, but I tell people, man, you have to create a new norm where getting high was your norm, hanging out, gangbanging was your norm. Your norm has to become whatever it is you program it to become, to change that. You can't do the same things and expect different results. So just like how you said, hanging out the golf course, you know, being around people, I mean, you know, doing what you're doing now in the finance with the car business, you know, getting around people who get, you know, laced you up, which elevated you to now you see things at a whole nother level. I mean, it's a process, but you got to reprogram yourself. But you couldn't do that if you were still hanging out with the people who aren't really going anywhere.
Absolutely.
It doesn't happen. You can't, two polar opposites don't work.
You're absolutely right. And that's what, and then they wouldn't be friends anyways, because we'd have nothing in common at that point anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
and it's not like you're being, oh, I'm better than you. No, dude, it's just You're over here, I'm over here.
Yeah.
It's just life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not mad at you, can't be mad at me, but I'm just doing different things. And that's why I'm so impressed with you, just with the golf thing and you know, the training and stuff, because, you know, golf, for some people who don't understand, a lot of deals are made on the golf course. You meet a lot of people, and if you have the luxury of golfing during the middle of the day, bro, you're doing pretty good.
Seriously.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're pretty well off. You got, you know, some positive things going, and you're, you know, and there's nothing wrong. I always tell people there's nothing wrong with being a student. You know, I don't mind learning from you or learning from a little kid. You can always be a student. As soon as you think that you can stop learning is when you stop excelling.
Absolutely.
And that's part of life, man.
Absolutely. So, yeah, like I play a lot of times down here at this country club, which is Mesa Country Club, and it's just, you know, nobody gets into that, but you got to find positive stuff to get into. You know, like I wasn't big into golf before I got out, but then once I'm sober now and I'm out and I have all this free time, you got to find something positive to get yourself into. You know, we talked about yours is cars, mine's golf. You know, so we also talked about how when I filled out my job application, I didn't even have to fill out a job there before and the reason that is because I knew somebody before. So like people that are getting out, you got to focus on your angles, you know, like find somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody or whatever the case is, because you're not going to go out from 12 years in prison, go fill out a fucking job application with no prior work history.
Don't know nobody,
and then just say, yeah, will you please hire me? You know what I mean? It's never going to fucking work. But somebody knows somebody that knows somebody, and you've got to focus on those avenues. And mine's the golf course, man. I cannot tell you the amount of connections I've met on the golf course to this day, because a lot of the people that are successful at golf too, and if you're golfing on the weekdays, because I get random weekdays off now, those are usually people that own their own businesses or something.
Exactly. If you're out there during the week, you know you're not, the weekend golfer is different than a weekly golfer.
And people don't even think about that. You know what I mean? A lot of people just think that they're stuck in their life and they have to be that way, and it doesn't have to fucking be that way, you know? I got to where I am today because I'm not fucking content with anything, you know? And granted, I know I'm doing well, but I'm not even somewhat happy with this, and I'm happy with the success that I have, but it doesn't. All it did is got me a little taste of it, man, and I want more, and that's why I do what I do every day, you know. And I was telling my dad the other day, you know, I'm on the go so much. The other day I got up at 5:30 in the morning. I didn't even lay down in my bed until 11:30 at night, just nonstop going all day. I don't watch TV, whether it's work, and then doing other positive stuff afterwards.
And one of the things too, when you said like having, you know, an interest, and I always tell people, you know, have a hobby, because the guy's like, Herc, how'd you get into cars? How'd you have a hobby? I'm like, dude, you don't have a hobby?
Yeah.
What do you mean? So all you do is play video games. What do you know what I mean? It's like, that's what they do now, kids. All day video games and on the internet. You gotta have a hobby. I don't care if it's, you know, getting out, like you said, doing workout, golfing, working on your car, painting, drawing, anything, you know what I mean? Something outside, writing, you know, musician, learning the instrument. You gotta have a hobby that stimulates your mind.
And people think that because like, my little brother's the same way. He thinks he's 34 years old and he doesn't have this hobby that he can't change it and make a new hobby. Like, I'm like, I didn't fucking always work out. You know what I mean? I wasn't always into golf. I went to prison. I was 6 foot, 144 pounds. I developed a hobby and a passion for working out because I had nothing better to do and it occupies time. And then I realized after that, it's such a great mental relief. And like, that's my routine, man. If I don't, I have to now. I wake up, go to my work out in my gym every day for a few hours in the morning, and that's where I do my meditation for the day. I get my goals going for the day. I just zone out with my music, and that's where I do. I'm not a big meditation person, but I feel like it is helpful to meditate. So that's my meditation. It's just the gym, and you just brainstorm and get my thoughts throughout the day for going right there. Because if you're not thinking about like what you want to do for the day and what during each day, when I'm meditating and working out, I think about where my goals are and what I need to do that day to fucking keep my goals pushing forward to completing them. Does that make sense?
Well, you know, a good thing to do too. I tell people, like, I have a bunch of little notebooks that I carry in my little man bag or my backpack, and I'll be sitting somewhere and I'll hear a song. Oh shit! I'll write down a thought, you know, or even before I go to bed, all the things I want to do tomorrow. Write them down. So you can't. It's like, imagine traveling cross country and you're not using Waze or a map. You're just driving on the highway. You don't know where the gas station. You don't know where we're gonna eat. You don't know where the rest area. You know what I mean? You got to have a roadmap like that for life. So if you have these little things, and it's not like you're being corny, there's nothing wrong with writing something down and then, you know, thinking of a thought or, you know, organizing your day, okay, and setting deadlines. I said I want to do this by this day. I'm gonna do it by this day. You know, hold yourself accountable. Having accountability is part of life. Everybody wants to, you know, don't say that. Oh, you're mean. Oh, you hurt my feelings. You don't care. Quit being a fucking punk, man. Quit feeling like a little fucking P-boy.
And
you know
accountability is what makes successful.
Exactly.
If you didn't have to hold your own self accountable and manage your own accountability, then everybody in the fucking world would be successful. And it wouldn't be this special having my own fucking custom gym or my own fucking paradise backyard, because everybody would have it. So it wouldn't be nothing fucking. It'd just be the normal. You know what I mean?
And you know, it's this little, you know, woe me and you know, feel sorry for me. And like I said, man, the world does not give a damn. You know, you can't walk around with your little binky.
Yeah.
You know, your mom's not gonna hold your hand and put her tit in your mouth the whole time. At some point, you gotta man up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like how you said, you got out. You know, no job application, dude. I got out 10 years, dude. Second time felon, third time, whatever you want to call it, black guy, big, oh my God, you know, where am I going to go? And I'm like you, man, I contacted people, networked, you know, made it happen. Yeah. I could easily say, oh, I can't get a job.
I did it for a year and a half.
Exactly. So you gotta man up.
Yeah.
I manned up. And that's just part of life, man. So the thing is, man, you know, you gotta take responsibility for your actions, and a part of being successful is recognizing that it's up to you to make the changes. And like I said, I commend you, bro, for doing that. And, you know, every time we talk, you know, we always kick around some game, but just having you sit here and explain, you know, what it took for you to get to where you're at and how you changed your paradigm, man, your model of life, you know, hanging around successful people. I mean, you're telling me about some of these other people that you've been around that are, you know, multimillionaires, and how when you are exposed to that, what did it do when you left being around those people, man? I mean, what did it do for your mindset?
It just drives me like crazy. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just you got to see it. And the fact that I know for a fact, just from what I've already gotten in my life, that without the education, anything I want, I can accomplish, as long as I put in the work it takes to get there and I don't stop. You know. Dude, it just motivates me so much. It's insane, man. Because when you see somebody that's doing that, and like I told you, that lawyer that was one of my dad's clients that threw $10 million just to throw a party. You know, when someone can just drop $10 million in one day, and I'm just like.
And see, and that's another thing. You said, look, dude, neither one of us got a college degree. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Both of us are felons. You know, both of us have multiple obstacles.
I didn't make it to freshman year of high school.
There you go, and look how you're living, bro.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? It ain't no damn excuses, man. It ain't no reason why you can't, you know, make it to the top. Stop fucking complaining and get off your ass, man, and get sober. You know what I mean? Or get right. Change your life, change your friends, and make a difference.
Even if it's not a drug addiction, you could just people battle mental issues, depression or something like that. Start making a fucking change. You know, like, do you think I was depressed for that 12 years? All the damn time. I still battle depression issues sometimes, and it's just. But you're just, I don't remember exactly the words you said, but you said the mind is such a tool, because you can brainwash your mind into thinking or knowing you're stronger. I used to have to brainwash my mind just to getting through certain stints in my prison sentence, you know, or during a bad hole stint or something like that. You have to literally just tell yourself this and make yourself believe that you can do it, because you can. And the second you start believing that, actually believe in yourself, then that's when you can really start making a change, you know. But a lot of people are just too scared and they have no confidence in themselves, and there's no way that you can make anything yourself if you have no confidence yourself. You know what I mean?
So, man, it's funny, man, because like I said, when we talk about change, people, you know, think it's some big dramatic thing. And I was just watching an episode of The Simpsons, and they were talking about, you know, we need a cure. And they're like, well, you know, we have placebo. Give us placebo. And I'm like saying, placebo is just whatever. If I can convince you that this right here works, and if you accept it, that's how easy it is to change.
Literally.
And like you said, we talk about all the time, and you're like, once somebody told you something, and you kind of seen it, and you started recognizing that it was a possibility, just like that, the direction in which you change. You went from this way to cut this way. You know what I mean? That's how easy you could change directions, man. And people don't realize they have the power to do that.
Dude, absolutely. I mean, my life, I feel like it changed overnight, you know what I mean? And that's how quick it can change for other people too. But the placebo effect is just like what we were talking about, the opposite, the other aspect of it, where you think you're too weak and you can't handle this. And it's the same thing with the placebo. They think, so they trick their minds into thinking this thing's gonna work. And all it is you're tricking your mind into thinking it means absolutely nothing yourself. The exact same result is there. You just actually told yourself you could do it this time.
Just listening to that again, I always think of like, Simpsons is always so funny because, they always had that table and they're talking and it's like, what's the guy, the crazy guy who runs the town, but he's always coming up with these concoctions to take over the town. But I always tell people, I said, man, look, imagine if you had if everybody in your circle, you have friends you hang out with just for entertainment, but then when you have your think tank group and you guys are all on the same page, imagine the energy that's circulating in that room. And then when you leave, you guys go and implement those things. But if you can develop a team of friends, a group of friends, it's almost like the Hall of Justice or Avengers.
Okay.
This guy has this power. He can read minds. This guy can move metal. This guy can do this. You could run through walls. You're strong. So-and-so can turn invisible. This one can control the elements of nature. When you guys combine all of our just human qualities, people are unstoppable, man. That's why you can't do it by yourself when you're talking about building an empire. But if you combine all your strengths, there's no limits.
We're all unstoppable. The only thing that stops us is our minds.
That's right.
I had no fucking chance of getting this. And if I have this, why can't everybody else have this?
Yeah.
And I always use this analogy. If anybody's listening to my stuff and they're thinking they don't have a chance, or they want to make a change, but they're scared to, or they think that they're comfortable right now, but they want more, but they don't know what to do. If they started tomorrow and putting in the work to accomplishing their goals and actually taking the chances that they were scared to take, imagine how much easier it would be from how low I started to get this, from where they're starting. And look what I did. I did this in 4 years, you know what I mean? If anybody makes a change, if I did this in 4 years, you could be twice where I am. Why not? You know what I mean? I did this with no chance, no education, no anything. I didn't only not have an education, I had no clue about anything out here. You know what I'm saying? I had no clue.
Well, tell the people, remind them real quick, how old were you when you got locked up?
I went away when I was 18 years old. Spring break, what should have been my senior year of high school, I was already kicked out of high school. And we all burglarized a house during spring break. It's a kid we didn't like. It was the dumbest thing ever. But anyways, it was some immature stuff. I ended up getting 12 years in prison for it. So I served 11 years and 7 months exactly. Did the time from 18 years old until I was 30 years old. I got out a month after I turned 30 years old. So I didn't have a second of my 20s free. And I'm now just turned 35.
Hey, you guys, there you have it, man. Chappy, man, spitting game to you guys and letting you know that there is no excuses in life, and whatever the reality is that you're currently living is the reality you created, and you now are living that simulation. So step your game up, man.
Excuses pay you $0.
Yeah.
$0 fucking dollars.
There you go. Links in the description for all his clothing, all the Fresh Out stuff, Big Herc 916 stuff. Subscribe, support, and stay tuned for more good interviews.
Follow me on IG too, Peter_Meyerhoff, Meyerhoff.